So this next project part, we will discuss some further more about dashboard designing and see I'm ready with the navigations. When I click contact me or if I click login, it is showing me the login page. Okay, as well here it is with the sign up page. So the data what I type, it automatically picks and create its object also. Now the next part we are going to continue. It is the dashboard design. And for dashboard design, what we will do is after this page, after the successful login, I want to show a dashboard for the page. Now here we add a one more component. I just create a one more page inside the components. Let's create. It is dashboard. And inside dashboard, I create a one page called dashboard.js. So this dashboard.js, I create dashboard function. So it is a dashboard as a function. Okay. We'll write this as arrow function. And here I write default export. Dashboard. So when to show this dashboard? When user successfully logged in, then I want to show the dashboard. Okay. Login and sign up is working, but when to show the dashboard? When user successfully enter into the login with authentication. But how to make the authentication? How to make a request to server? So to do this, now we will set up the backend. Let me open the project steps. So these things are ready. The next is actually form and form validation. How to do the form validation? If the data you enter in the form is not valid, then how to validate? So first we'll complete this validation and then we will go for the submitting the data to backend. Okay. Directly no need to go for the backend. So this dashboard, I keep just H1, that is welcome to CRUD app. We'll navigate it later. Now here in the sign up page, the data I'm checking for the specific, like if I enter something wrong, then I want to validate my records. So how to validate? So to perform a validation in React, there are two ways. Either you use the inbuilt plugin of React to perform validation. Second is you manually can do the validation. Okay. So manually means you can write regex and depends on the logic, you can handle the validation part. And second is by using the React library to perform a validation. So here I show you how to perform validation in React using the inbuilt API, or you can say library. Okay, so now we'll go for it. First, understand the form structure. It is easy. I created the user sign up record as a one object, and there I hold some data. And now to perform a validation in React, I need to first handle one event for the text box on change event. So on change, I can handle the data. So you can now here declare one variable. So already we have one function called handle event. which handles the event. Okay, the use sign up I call when I click on the text box, I type something in the text box. Like this, we create a one more variable called errors. And to this errors, I write this dot state dot this dot state dot errors. So the state is to keep the errors array. Okay. Now to handle the error, what we will do is we write a switch case. So I cut this part and here I write this code. Okay, handle event is a one function and it get called whenever you type something in the text box. So what you do is in the switch case, you can pass the value. You can pass the value. So if it is a text box, then only the switch case will work, right? As of now. So what you can pass is event dot target dot value, event dot target dot value. Okay, sorry, event dot target dot name, event dot target dot name. Now in switch case, you define a case statement as if it is f name, then what? If it is f name, then what you have to proceed. If it is, let's say, L name, then what validation you want. If it is email ID, then which validation you want to result. If it is password, then what? And if it is confirm password, then what? So now for the name, I write my validation code as like this: errors dot f name, errors dot f name dot value dot length, value dot length. If it is less than 5, if it is less than 5, so then I write rule, full name must be 5 characters long. Okay, you can write full name, first name must be 5 characters long. Even you can execute regex. We'll discuss it later. Otherwise nothing, no error. You can write this and break the case. Okay. Now about the last name, you can check the same. I copy this line. For the last name also, I check the same. And now this is actually last name, and then I break the case. For email ID, I check condition here. That is, for email ID, we can write regex. So errors dot email ID dot value, email ID dot not value. 1 minute. If I type errors dot email is equal to, I type here the regex, you type like this in the box bracket dollar and dollar cap. Now in between here you write your regex part. So the email ID must be between, it must be all the small case characters A to Z plus. So all must be the small case characters. Then that regex you can test on the regex 101 website. There also you can check the regex. So let's go on that website and check the regex matching email address. On Google, if you check regex for, So Google also give you some results, and from there you can get a copy of correct email ID, the format of email ID. So instead of compiling and discussing more about regex, I just get this copy. Okay, and in JavaScript embed it inside the 2/ like this. So this is called regex. So here you write dot test. So dot test is a regex function, and inside test you pass the value. So what you pass is the errors dot email ID dot value. So if it is correct, then what? If it is correct, then no problem. But if it is not correct, then you write invalid email ID. Invalid email ID. Okay. Break. You need to learn basic things of regex to understand this equation. About password, I type errors dot password is equal to, again it comes to regex if you want the alphanumeric password, but I type directly as the password if it is less than event dot not event, okay, event dot target dot value. It also may be, it must be errors dot target dot value. This also be errors dot target dot value, and here also errors dot target dot value, like this. So this is for email. Now for password, if the length is less than 8, if the length is less than 8, I write minimum 8 characters required, otherwise no problem. So the same I check with the confirm password. Confirm password means C password. If it is less than 8, then minimum required. Okay, so these are the all the case statements. Okay, these are all the case statements. One more condition you can check here. If it is correct, the event dot target dot value, if it is less than 8, then you show this error, and maybe the confirm password and password, they both not match, then also the problem. Okay, so what you can do, write AND operator, and no, first we will go for only one. Save this. Now to handle this error operation means, to user you can show the error as a display, typing this dot set state errors comma any error. So if it is an error, then you can validate the form data. Now you declare one error variable at the top, and then you set the error, then you set the error. Okay, so there are two different ways to create a component. One you create using the function, and second you create using what? Second you create using class component. So for state variables, what you do is you write here this dot sorry, here you only write state by using the use state function. So for this you write one more constant as errors comma, and the function is set error is equal to use state, and in use state you keep empty. This is empty brackets, means it's a associative array, but as you require you can add some data inside the associative array, okay, later. So this errors you set using set error function, and to set error I make some replacements. Here I directly call set error function, okay. So this is a one variable only, f name, but to the next line you call set error, and here you write the error name, means this part, errors dot f name, or only you write f name, means it is a error key, and what you want the value. So you want the value as this part. So I copy this and paste down here as a condition. So this is now I can delete, okay. So this statement was bit challenging, that's why I rightly later I'm typing it. Now here again set error, where I type L name as a key, colon, the value becomes the expression. And now I delete this statement. So I'm creating a state for errors. I'm creating a state for errors. Set error. Now here I type email colon this expression. So only in one step if I handle this equation, then maybe you confuse. That's why separately I'm typing set error. I type password colon this equation, and confirm password. So when to set error is by condition, using a condition, confirm password. Okay, done. So this is my validation rule, but still the code is not completed. It is just I set up the values for error. Now how to show this as a as to user if it is a error? To show user this is as a error, we can print in a console. So handle event is a function, and here you actually set error in the state. Now if in the state it's a complete without error form, then only you go ahead. Otherwise will prompt user something is wrong in your code. So after this switch case, right now I'm using the console to show is there any error or not. So in log I print errors which is in the state, this variable, and now we will check the output of the program. Okay, so here if you execute your application, sign up, go for inspect in the console. So in the console, okay, so this is what, okay, for label tag is unrecognized. Class, somewhere class is wrong. So where it is class keyword, class. Okay, so this one I type as class name. One more problem is each child in a list should have a unique key. So for drop down menu here, I'm using a map function. So what you do is you write key is equal to item. Okay, the next is label unrecognized in the browser. If you mean to render a React component. Oh, sorry. So here I'm using many times this label. Let me check it on a Google Chrome also. Is it same problem or not? In the inspect, go for console. So label, problem with label. Okay, so I ignore this one and invalid again property class. It is here. Invalid DOM property for label. I'm using that for property. This one. Okay, so React is not able to render it. Okay, for the label, we can ignore the error. Now, what if I type some data, invalid data? So you can see here in the errors, it is showing me something problem. But as I go ahead, it becomes null. Okay, so in last name also, but still it is not valid. Okay, I'm not using regex. If I type less characters, as I go for next, it ignores the errors. For username, I actually not checked with username. Okay, I'm checking with the email ID. See if I'm typing something invalid email ID, but as I type correct email ID, it is going perfect. I think it is not checking with the .com. But if I not use @, then it will show you definitely it's not correct email ID. The regex is not checking the .com. For password, it is not checking anything. Okay, password 1 2. If it is blanks, still it is coming correct. But why it is checking the C password? The only password part is not correct. Go up, password, C password. Here you check what is the password. It is C password. Okay. So C password event.target.value. And here it is form a control, confirm a password name is C password. Password, it is password. Handle event. Less than it, then minimum 8 characters required. Correct. So for validation, now I'm ready with some contents here. So after this, when you click on submit button, okay, when you click on this button submit, so you are going to handle this action You can either write it is a button, or you either create it as a submit. So let's say if it is a button, then you write here on click method. So this is called on click is equal to, you can say do sign up is a function. So here you write a function one more as do sign up is equal to, now you handle this do sign up, but only if no errors. To check the errors, is there are errors or not. So how you check it? You can write a logic object dot values, in the bracket you pass errors. If it is, you look through each of the object. If you look through each of the object, for each, in that you type a callback function value, and that value dot length, if it is greater than 0, and valid is equal to, here is a one variable called valid, which is by defaultly false. And here you check valid, you write valid is equal to false. Valid is by defaultly true, means everything is correct, then no problem. But if it is length greater than 0 and the valid is false, then what? Then you can decide what to return. So if we have an error string, set valid is equal to false. Okay, so I complete this bracket here. I want to set valid is equal to false. So this must go inside a curly bracket then. Like this. Now it is correct. So do sign up is first checking. If it is valid, then only go for the sign up. Right now I just keep continue. Otherwise, else part, then what? Then you prompt an alert to user that form invalid. You write form invalid. Form is not correct. Now, if you perform any task, just write alert form is valid. Form is valid. So if form is valid, then what? If form is not valid, then what? Errors is not defined. Spelling mistake. So I type everything correct. So first name must be 5 characters as per the condition. Okay, just type something. Form is valid. So what if here it is wrong? Form invalid. Form valid. So now it is validating the form. But the response, how you want to see? In the form of anchor tag or in the form of bootstrap alert, how you want to see? So that also we can decide how to show, how to execute the output. So if you here directly embedding in HTML, it will not work. Like if you type any HTML like this, it will not work because you are in a function, but still you can try it, because in React.js, it renders the JSX using the Babel processor, right? So what you type, the form is valid. Okay, only the H1 tag, but where it will insert H1 tag, form is not valid. With color, you can type style is equal to color colon red. Now here I will check it. Some details. Is there any result? No H1 tag. In the inspect, okay. Here also you don't have any H1 tag. So to output this as an error, you again need to create the specific tag inside the return, inside the container only. And when to print that, you have to decide. So simply what you do here is you write an expression, okay, and take this variable outside. Okay, so if there is error, then you can show that form is not valid. So this variable I declare as at the top of page here, and it is var keyword, valid is equal to true, and here I'm using it to set valid is equal to false. So now you can check what directly valid question mark, then you write this H1 tag. If it is not valid, then you write this question tag. Right now it is showing you valid because by default it is true or not. Okay, so after submit also the component must be refreshed. So validation we will complete in next part of project, because we don't have any design right now and I don't want to see the result as the H1 tag. So if the F name is not valid, I want to only highlight the text box which is wrong. I want to only highlight the text box which is wrong. And for that, we are going to write the asynchronous functions. And to write the asynchronous functions, we first just completed a one step of validation. It is creating a switch case. The second step is writing asynchronous functions to print them on web page with the help of Bootstrap classes. We will bind the Bootstrap classes with the text box and handle the error. So here is the end of session. If any doubts, you can ask.